Hello everyone, we just came off a little rhododendron creek trail. Now we're going to go up Grapeyard Ridge by direct engine and all. The rhodo is actually in better shape than I thought it was going to be. Of course, I've seen a whole lot more people than I thought we'd see on that trail too. I usually don't see anyone on that trail. See how many we see on this trail. Of course, some people may be avoiding this trail knowing about the water crossings and the weather forecast. I'm sure we'll see quite a few. I'm sort of considering maybe going to that cemetery just off this trail, but I'm not sure if we will or not, especially this time of the year where everything's green. As you know, it could be a little tricky when it's not green. Well, just the ferns through here make the forest look amazing. Some mountain laurel. I'll have to go back to my video, but I think I might have accidentally called the mountain laurel rhododendron yesterday because I was thinking of the trail name. Hope I called it right, mountain laurel. See, we got a tree down here. I hear it's really bad once you get past where you go to the campsite though, towards Roaring Fork. But that's about usual. That side of Grapeyard Ridge Trail is usually a lot worse than this side. I think they keep this side a little bit more maintained because of the campsite. But notice I said a little more contained. on this trail we got another little home site here. Not really much at it other than what we've seen before. Just a rock pile where the chimney used to be. So I'm not going to go up there. This is going to be a little bit longer hike than the hike we did to see the waterfalls. That's really a shorter hike than I thought it was. Especially considering the walk from the road to Grapeyard Ridge is longer than that hike up by the waterfalls. At least it seems that way anyway. It may not be, but it feels that way. We're gonna hike up the trail going by the waterfalls. It seems like I reached Grapeyard Ridge in no time. Of course, this trail with many other trails is going to be muddy. We're having quite a bit of rain lately. I do think I hear people way ahead. I don't know if they're coming towards me or going away.
Let's go.
Yep. That tree hadn't been cut on a rhododendron. I thought I probably was gonna just take my walking stick, stick it on the other side of the tree, and probably my backpack too, and climb over, because I figured it'd be better doing it that way. But luckily someone cut it, so I didn't have to worry about it. sometimes things are good and sometimes things get in your way, like the hiking stick. Sometimes, most times it's good, you know, but sometimes when you gotta climb over or climb under stuff, it could be a hassle getting it through. But it's still worth having. You know, in the olden days, I never even used a walking stick. I just hiked. Go down Engine Creek. I may end the video where we go to the E. McCarter Cemetery, because I got the first part there not too long ago, it seems like. But I may not too. You know me, I'll probably keep videoing because I'll be too afraid I'll miss something. But it does seem like it always happens. Every time I turn the video off, I'll see a bear or something. And I can't get to the camera fast enough to get it. Just like in Cades Cove when I was walking Rich Mountain Road back and ended there at the overlook. The main thing I was saying where I was walking and said I was going to end it there. I was like, as soon as I turn this off, you know, I'm going to see a bear. And that's exactly what happened. As soon as I turned the video off, the bear ran across the road. One of many crossings. You used to cross through there, but now you cross through the bigger part of the creek. They actually had like a little bridge there at one time, and it's gone after one of the floods. And then you'd come back out through there. That's how that other part came. Probably still could cross back there, but it's kind of, at least it's better just to cross at that wider part now. Too many logs that could trip you up in that other part now. Should be getting kind of close to that area. I ran into that family of wild hogs at one time. Ended up having to turn around and go back. I probably could have kept on going that day, but they literally ran up the trail the way I was going, and I was afraid I'd just keep running into them, and they'd get annoyed by that and just want to attack. I was afraid they may think I'm after them when I'm really not. Especially with the babies. Because it was a couple of older hogs and some baby hogs that day. Of course, right now it'd be very hard to see them in this greenery. They could literally be right there, and I probably wouldn't see them. So I was right on top of them. Not seeing any signs of them though through here like I did at Little Rodo. I don't see no fresh digging like I did there yet anyway. On Rodo was fairly fresh. I think it was after the next crossing I seen the hogs that time, I think. It's kind of hard to remember exactly where I seen them. Of course, that's been a long while now. At least a year or two since I seen that. But I do know they're still here in the Greenbrier area, of course. got to thinking. I just got to thinking I hadn't seen much wildlife since I started my hike. Maybe a bird here and there. I don't think I've really seen any squirrels or anything. It's awfully quiet though too. Just listen. All I hear is the creek. I went across here. That up there just looks like a muddy mess. Might be a little deeper here, but it doesn't seem as muddy. Oh, there are people up here. Of course, it's as busy as little as I was expecting. A lot of people on here. This is a very muddy part of the trail. I'm trying to stick to the side, but it's not going to work for too much longer. Seems like it's getting darker. I know it's not because of time. Definitely nowhere near nighttime. I know you can't tell really in the video when I say it's getting darker because the camera lightens things up. It's kind of hard to explain. The camera automatically, if it starts getting dark, it lightens the surroundings so it don't look as dark for you. And you can see some things I don't see at times. Like back when I was walking Cade's Cove and ran on that bear. I know just watching the video back, in the video you could see the bear a lot more than I was seeing it. When I was going down that field. But you gotta take in mind, the screen on my phone or camera is small and I had the sun shining right on the screen, so it made it hard to see. It kind of makes the picture look black when the sun's shining directly on it. I can just, get real close up to the screen. I can see something every now and then when it's like that. Because I know, I'm sure some of y'all, when you're watching the video, the bear's there, the bear's right there. Why don't you see it? It's because I couldn't really see the screen too good. Because that's what I was using at the time when I was zooming. As far as looking with my eyes that way, at the distance it was, all I was seeing was the overgrowth. I hear some more people hooping and hollering. Yep, I sort of wanted to go to the higher elevations today, but there would have been no views or anything up there, being in the clouds. I'm not going to today, but I may see where that dirt trail goes to sometime. I know it can't go too far back through there though. I think we're getting kind of close where we go to the cemetery if I want to. I don't think there'd be too many people up there. I may be wrong. I proved wrong on Little Rhododendron Trail. I went in thinking there wouldn't be too many people. Of course, it is. The reason it's busy, it is Memorial Day weekend. So this cemetery may be a little busy for that. I almost forgot about that part. Sometimes they do clear it around this time of the year for the Memorial Day, but I don't know if they did this year or not. I think we will go ahead and try to go up there. Gotta go across the creek here. We'll try to find our way up there. When we get on Engine Creek, I don't plan on going back to the E.E. McCarter Cemetery though. It's just gonna be straight back down the trail. I don't remember if I've came back in here when it's been green or not. I know I have when it's been winter, maybe late fall. I don't think I came back in here with it green. I may be wrong, but I don't remember coming back in here with it green. At least videoing. I'm sure I have otherwise. I just know it can get fairly overgrown back in here. I think that's why I don't come back in here much when it's green. And of course, that one time I had them wild hogs, like I was saying, so I didn't make it this far. I don't think anyone's been back in here. I'm running into spider webs now. First time all day I've hit any spider webs. So that tells you how busy it is if I'm not hitting spider webs on the trail. Of course, that still don't mean there's no one back here. Doesn't take long for a spider to build its web. Now I do see tracks back here, so people have been back here. Whether they're still back here, I don't know. Of course, if you do wandering around, you do see sites of old home sites. But I definitely recommend that more in the winter, because it may not look like it here. There are definitely holes in the ground you need to look out for through there. You can't see it with the greenery grown. Where's a jar or something in a tree you could see from the trail, but I'm not seeing it. Doesn't mean it's not there. Some of those ferns are absolutely huge. I wish there was a way to show the size of them. Yeah, there's the glass piece. It's kind of hard to see. I'll try to zoom into it. The camera cooperate. There it is. See on that log piece, that piece of glass. Like I said, this time of year is not the time of year to go venturing through all them ferns. There are holes in the ground you could step into. Oh, I'm not going to show it. Dead squirrel. I don't know where it died of either. It don't even look hurt. It's dead. I don't try to show dead animals. Don't try to. You might have caught it before. You might have caught a side of it before I seen it though. Backpack got caught on the tree. Man, there's smell back there, the squirrel, but it's really stinking through here. I think I'd smell at the squirrel, not there. Whew. Like I said, I don't know what killed it. It didn't look like it was attacked or anything. You know, like some animal got it. Of course, I didn't mess with it. I probably won't video the walk back. I'll just start the video back up when I get back to the trail. But of course, that's when I'll see something. You know that. You know that, don't you? I did hear a few birds. But unfortunately, the only squirrel I've seen so far is a dead one. Of course, you gotta be careful when you get up here, because you will think the trail keeps going straight or goes to the right, but it goes to the left. There is a trail that goes kind of that way, and the trail did go down that way, but it's a lot easier to tell now since some trees are falling not to go that way. There is a trail down through there. Probably just went to some old home sites back in the day. Of course, I'm not sure where that trail goes. Maybe a winter time thing though, to come back to do those. Not do it now when it's all green. Of course, I just go as long as I can follow a trail. A bunch more mountain laurel up here. Hard to believe it's actually almost getting past its time. Where's this year going? Soon it'll be rodeo time. Hope that was just a jet I was hearing. Which sounded almost like thunder, but I think it was just a jet. There's been quite a bit of mountain laurel up through here, making a walk up to the cemetery nice. Of course, I don't know if they've cleared this one or not. Seems like they've gotten, but they don't clear this one as much as they used to many years ago. It's been mowed down since the last time I was here, I think. Last time I was here, it looked like a field. Here we are. I think it's, I'll put it in the description or title or something. But I do think this is the Dodgen Cemetery or something like that. But don't quote me on it. There's so many I can't keep up with which one's which anymore. At times. But yeah, I do think it's the Dodgen Cemetery. There's a Dodgen right there. Maybe another name that goes with it too, after thinking, but I can't think of the name that goes with it. I know Dodgen's in the name. The last time I came up here, I wandered across a yellow jacket nest. Yep. Mountain laurel really makes it look pretty up here. At least I found a place to get to. Get a little way from people. I didn't think there'd be too many up here. Then I started thinking it is Memorial Day, there may be people up here. Unfortunately, I think this cemetery could use a little TLC. I'm noticing quite a few of the stones are up out of the ground. Knocked over and stuff. At least someone cleared those fallen trees down. This last half of the cemetery was under some fallen trees for I don't know how long. Some are on one side of the stone and others are on the other side. You gotta go back and forth. Hearing people down in the valley. I don't know if they're coming up here or just walking the trail. Is it people I'm hearing? Or what is that I'm hearing way down in there? I don't know if it's people or an animal screaming. I may keep this video going after all, guys. May see something interesting. I think it's kids on the trail. I think I better head on back, even though I'd like to stay here and take a little break. The sky's just not looking too good. You can see it's clouded up. No sun shining now. No real good spot to sit up here anyway. Yeah, it's people on the trail I'm hearing. I don't know if they're coming up here or they're just walking the trail. I'm gonna guess we're just walking Grapeyard Ridge. I don't know, there's too many people that know about this cemetery. Especially tourists. As you can see, it can kind of be a hard place to tell where to get off the trail at, just to come here. Unless you already know about this cemetery. You can actually see it used to have a fence around it. There's two old fence posts there. That's kind of the first time I've even noticed that. That's actually fence post. Old fence post. It could use just a little TLC though. Especially with them falling over headstones. Just in case I run into something, I'll keep the video going. Highly doubtful we will, but that's what happens every time I turn the video off anymore. That's when I see something. And I have no time to get my camera back out to get it. Even if I have it out and ready, or where I can get it real fast. It's just the animal's too fast. Of course, we haven't seen really anything today other than birds, and that's basically it. And a dead animal. I'm glad I figured out it's just kids yelling. Or people yelling. I don't know if it's actually kids, but just people yelling. I was afraid at first it might have actually been a cat making noise. You know, a bobcat. You can make a strange noise. It almost sounds like someone yelling. But I could definitely tell that was just a person. After I sat there and listened a while. I was like, after I heard the noise at first, I was like, maybe that's what got that squirrel, and I didn't tell. Maybe the cat got it and it just dropped it. out of the tree somewhere. But then I heard it was just people. I think I hear rain. I don't know if it's rain or just the creek. I thought sure I heard rain coming through the leaves there. Video is going because I know the dead animals up ahead. Poor little squirrel. Still looked like he wasn't hurt. Just like before, I'm not messing with it to see what happened to it. Just gonna let it there and maybe it'll be food for some other animal. Looks like we're not going to see anything. I think it is starting to sprinkle a little bit. I think I felt some under that opening in the treetops. That's nothing new for me lately. You know, that's all I've been getting caught in here the past few hikes. It's definitely raining a little bit now. I'm feeling it more and more. I don't know if I should continue or just head back and just go down the road. If I knew it was just going to be rain, I'd keep going. And I'm afraid we're going to hear all of a sudden, ba-boom. Because that's what's been happening the last few times I've been on my hikes. All of a sudden you hear, ba-boom. We're about back to the Grapeyard now though. I may go ahead and chance it and continue on. It's not like it'll be the first or last time I caught in a storm. But if it absolutely starts pouring, I'll have to turn my video off, unfortunately. I think I'm seeing some azaleas blooming up here. I'm eventually going to reach a point where it doesn't matter where I'm at. If I turn around, it'll be just as long as I went forward. Just gotta hope it don't start pouring too bad, because I still got water crossings to cross. Even when I reach Engine Creek, I got 2 crossings. Can't remember for sure. I think I'm over the biggest crossings on this trail. So I think the next 2 biggest are Engine Creek. But I may be wrong. There may be a couple more crossings when I think about it. I think there are. I think I'm actually getting ready to cross up here maybe. Or maybe not. I was thinking there might have been one more crossing, but there's not. Someone's changed this trail. Used to go down through there. Now it goes up and around. But I can see why it keeps getting washed out and sinking down. Maybe a couple more crossings on this trail, but I can't remember if it's a bigger creek or not. So far it's just been a few sprinkles. I felt nothing major. It does tell me there's probably a storm system moving in. Excuse me. Look like hearing people or something. Kind of hard to tell. Thought I was hearing somebody, but maybe not. I know I was definitely hearing people up at from the cemetery. Okay, this is usually one, but it looks somewhat dry. It's not completely dry, but there's not much to it. And this little one's completely dry. I think it's just two little ones I was thinking about. Another odd smell through here, but I can't describe it. It's not the death smell I smelled on the way to the cemetery. It's an odd smell. You can see an old rock wall here, barely. It's almost all covered up with dirt and leaves and stuff now. And moss. I guarantee it continues under here, under all this dirt and stuff. Just getting buried over the years. Soon you won't even know there was a rock wall there. Yeah, we do have another crossing. Not too big of one. I think I can make this rock hoppable. Yep. That one had plenty of rocks to step on. Can't see him, but there's a wild hog. I missed him. Dang it. Uh-oh. I better go back. One's howling, growling. But I don't think I'm continuing on, guys. Like that one time. That one was actually growling at me. I don't know if the camera caught it or not. But I'm not going to continue on with the wild hog growling like that. Usually they just run, but that's the first one that's actually started growling or grunting at me. I don't know, I hope the camera caught that grunting that you're doing. That tells you when the trail's fairly busy, you can still run into wild animals. I'm going to play it safe, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the road. And I'm going to just continue videoing. I may miss something. I don't even know, I think I missed them too, but hopefully you at least heard them. That's what it was, it's a wild hog. And that's one animal you do not mess with. You don't mess with bear either, but wild hog are a whole lot worse than bear. Usually, anyway. There have definitely been plenty of people coming down trail though. I passed quite a few and I heard them a few at the cemetery. I'm just not going to push my luck. I can always come back another day. If I do it again, I'll probably go up from Engine Creek up to the wrecked engine. I just don't want to, since it was grunting at me, I definitely didn't want to continue on. If it just ran off, I probably would have kept going. You saw, I was actually getting ready to keep going. I want to warn them real fast. They decided they'll give it a try, but they're like me, if they can run against them, they're going to turn around too. Like I said, it might have ran off after I left. They just ran off, I would have continued on, but one just standing there grunting at me. I better get back. It was a mama and babies again, is what it was. I know I didn't catch it on camera, but that's what it was, a mama and their two baby piglets. There could have been more too, but that's all I saw. So that's 2 times wild hog have turned me around on this trail. But I figured it'd be more where I saw the signs of the hog than where I wouldn't see any signs of hog. Where I'd run into them at. Because you've seen all the places I've hiked here lately here in Greenbrier, all the digging and rutting out, and not one sign of hog in that area. But I get to an area, there's not really a sign of hog at. And there they are. But like I said, it's so real hard to see them in this brush right now. I just barely caught them when I saw them running myself. But then I had Mama standing there grunting. I'm really hoping the camera caught the grunting and growling. I know sometimes it catches noises like that, and other times you can't hear a thing when I'm hearing something. I don't know why it does that. I'm hoping since the camera was facing it, it was catching the noise. I probably should have just turned around when I thought it was starting to rain. Maybe that was a sign, turn around. Well, we're back down to the azaleas. About where we went to the cemetery. And look what I went through there. To get there. Not one thing except for that dead squirrel. I was thinking the trail has been so busy there wouldn't be anything along the trail today. You notice how quiet it's being animal-wise until then. I figured that's why it's been so quiet, because it's so busy. And a lot of people walking through, so I figured I wouldn't see anything. Guess I could go roto back down, but I think I'm just going to go walk the road again. I probably won't video the road. I know I'll miss something, but I know you don't want to watch the road again. Not with all the cars passing by, and it's real dusty this time, so all you're going to see is a cloud of dust every time a car goes by now. Because the road's fairly dry right now. Maybe I'll go out this trail just a little ways, since I didn't make it where I wanted. Just see where it goes. It may not go anywhere. I know what it is. I think someone's just been going down and using this logger to get across to the trail there. I'm not going to cross there. And come back up here and cross where I crossed before. So that's all it is. Someone's made another crossing over there. Tried to go across that log. That log looks too slick for me. It chimped that. That's what it is. It comes up through there. I didn't think there was a trail that went that way. I know I didn't remember seeing one going that way before. Apparently enough went that way to where a little trail ought to go to that crossing, that log. It looks just a little too slick for my liking. No, I didn't change my pants to shorts yet either. Good thing I didn't know I went up that off trail to the cemetery, so it was fairly overgrown. I may wait till I get back out to the road. Go down to the picnic area and sit down there, take a break, and maybe take the shorts off. Change the pants to shorts. There won't be no more overgrowth through there. Shouldn't be really any more overgrowth through here either though. Not that bad anyway. The only thing I don't like about this time of the year is the darn gnats. They like to fly into your eyes. I guess I need to buy me some goggles to keep them from getting in my eyes. And I can't stand that net. It works, but tears your vision a little bit if you're trying to look through the net. Icky part, muddy, goopy part. Like I said, I'll make it to the engine again one day, but it'll probably be up Engine Creek next try. Not sure when. It's raining again. It's not pouring, but it's raining. I can feel it when I get under the open sky. There's no trees above me. As long as there's trees above me, I don't feel anything. So it's not coming down heavy. I may have made it by her alright, but I wasn't going to push it. because I wasn't going to be coming back by, so I might have made it okay. I just didn't want to chance it. I didn't know if there were any more on up the trail that I didn't see either. Yeah, I thought I was all right, you know. I didn't. They were just running off, then all of a sudden I heard the mama grunting and the growling. I'm like, whoa, I better turn around. That's one thing about it being green too. You can't see that far off the trail, as you can tell. So you can be right beside something, right on top of something before you know it. See, you sort of see on the leaves where it's sprinkling a little bit. Like I said, it's not a downpour or anything, it's just a sprinkle. So not that bad as of yet. May change. Here we go across the wide crossing. A wide crossing that used to not be a wide crossing, I should say. It used to be one of the simpler crossings before that little bridge got washed away. Sort of want to go back down the little road though, but I want to go to the road too. The only thing I'm doing about the road is I know it's going to be a lot busier than it was the last time I walked it. It's a lot more dusty too because it was wet the last time, so cars weren't throwing dust. But they'll be throwing dust today unless the rain's going to come pick up a little more and knock it down. And again, I'd rather be out on the road if it comes a storm than on the little rhododendron trail too. So I got ups and downs to either way I go. Either way I go, I gotta walk part of the road, but if I go back the little road, it would be a little bit less as part of the road to walk. But since it looks like weather's going to get bad, I think I'm going to go ahead and just go to the road. I don't know why, I just feel better if I'm on the road if it gets a little bad. I guess I think my way of thinking there is you'll see more people if it gets real bad on the road and something happens. Of course, the later the day goes, the fewer people there'll be on the trail. First things I made it quite a ways. I think I was getting fairly close to where I get to that last uphill before we go down to the wrecked engine. So close, yet so far. Sorry guys, I know I keep stopping, but I think I got a gnat in my eye that's bothering me. Back to past the old homestead again. Just kicked the stick. I wondered what that noise was. Not on purpose. Just kicked it with my foot. Can't believe I've had to turn around on this trail 2 times because of wild hogs. I went through all them trails with all that signs of hot hogs, didn't see a one. Didn't really see any signs of wild hog on this trail, and there they were. It was about back where we would meet up with Little Rodo. Like I said, I wouldn't mind going back down it, but I'm afraid the sky's going to open up. I don't really like to be on that trail if it's raining. So we'll cross the creek one more time and head towards the road. I'm thinking it's about a mile to the road from here. So we're back where we started grapevine, Grapeyard. There's Little Rodo, and now we got to cross the creek. So far, That guy and his son, or whoever he was, the only ones I've seen on the way back. Like I said, I did let them know about the hogs, but like I told them they could have ran off after I left. Which they could have. They could have just ran after I left. Because now we're looking over at Little Roto. Earlier we were looking over here, across to here. That should be the last of the major water crossings. I think we got one more up here, but after this one it should be no more water crossings. This one's obviously a rock hoppable one, meaning no wet feet. At least the forest isn't completely quiet now. Do have a bird. Forest can get a little eerie when it gets quiet. It makes you think, what's going to happen? Something's scaring all the little animals not making noise. What is it? I guess in my case I found out it was wild hog. I'm thinking right, that was just before I was saying, listen how quiet it is. Not even a bird calling out. No squirrels. No, I'm probably going to be proved wrong, but I'm thinking as busy as the road is, I definitely won't see nothing along the road. Surely. That's why I'm not going to video it. Actually, I literally videoed it not too long ago. Anyway. Another day it was kind of rainy and it actually had some thunder that day. That was when I did the off trail up by the other two cemeteries. And I'm glad the storm hit when I was on the road and not on the off trail that day too. You know, it did rain a little bit when I was on the off trail, but not about like this, just a few sprinkles. So it's about the same type of day when I think about it as it was that day. Of course, something I won't do now, but you can tell that used to be an old road or something down through there. That may be a little winter adventure too someday. Just go until you can't tell it's a trail no more, or road. Now we're getting over where we're here in the big creek now. I don't think I'll go to this cemetery at the end of this trail. I think I was there not too long ago too. Can't remember. I'll probably just go and end it looking at the river. And again, this cemetery might be really showing off too with the mountain laurel. I can't remember how much mountain laurel is around this cemetery. Of course, I did show you the river the other day too, so I may would just go up to the cemetery and just end it there. Because the river should basically be the same as the other day when I shared it. It's not really up today. It should basically be the same, if not even just a little lower than it was that day I did it. So I probably will go up to the cemetery to see if there's a mountain laurel, making it look pretty. There's quite a bit through here. So it makes me think there probably will be quite a bit up there around the cemetery, just like that other cemetery we went to. I know there's a big bush of some sort up there, but I can't remember if it's, I literally cannot remember if it's mountain laurel or rhodo. If it's rhodo, it won't be blooming yet. Of course, you can hear cars through here already too. Every now and then in the background. Like I said, since I did show you the river just literally the other day, I'll go ahead and just end it at this cemetery down here. Of course, this is going to be a lot longer than the little rhododendron creek trail hike was, mainly because of the out and back we did. Probably wouldn't have been too much different if we were able to actually make it to the wrecked engine, which I know wasn't really too much further from where we were. I just didn't want to push it to get by that hog. Like I said, I probably could have made it by all right. As long as I made it by, it would have been okay, because I wasn't planning on coming back that way. But I just didn't want to chance it. Especially with the growling and the grunting. It's the first time I've really had one to do that. Usually you just run off. That one's there growling. It's funny, there was the exact same things that one day. Mom and babies. That's what turned me around that one day. But they just ran off. And I was just scared I was going to run into them again, because they just ran up along the trail. Not ran away from the trail. They didn't grunt or nothing that day. They just ran. I was just scared I was going to keep running into them. Since they were running right up the trail. Then I probably would have been in a situation like that back there where they're thinking I'm after them and they start grunting and stuff. Some of these mountain laurel just about past their peak here. And there he is. Already. And this was obviously another road straight ahead. Kept going that way. Like I said, it may be another wintertime adventure. Let everything die down. Forest is a little bit more alive on this side. A lot more birds. Of course, you got the occasional car in the background now too. So if you heard a loud pop, that's what that was. Just a car going across one of the bridges or something. Sorry, spider web to the face. Now I'm seeing sort of signs of hog through here. Of course, that one trail that I was pointing out earlier may just come out down here because that's an old road down there too. So that might have been what that was. So it may be just nothing. Maybe just been the old road through here and they just took the trail up through here instead of going the road. It sort of don't make sense. If you already had a trail wore out, why not just keep it wore out and not make another trail? We're very close to the end, guys. I'm seeing the road barely through the trees. I know you all can't see it, but I see it barely. Right back in there. There might be quite a few people at this cemetery since it's right off the road. think they're coming this way because I've noticed they got flowers. I won't be here long since they're coming up through here to put flowers on their graves. Yep, it is mountain laurel, but unfortunately I'm here just a little bit too late. It's about gone past its peak. This is sort of going to be a rush one. I know there's people coming up behind me to put flowers on the graves. But I've shown you this cemetery a few times before. It's one of the Whaley cemeteries, if I'm remembering correctly. Like I said, this is sort of going to be a rush video. I hope you enjoyed this hike on Grapeyard Ridge, even though it wasn't what I planned. Everyone, thanks for watching. Have a great day.